Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Monapia Campaign. Last time we took on the nation of Coritania and their ally Ekenia with a war that started off pretty well but sort of devolved into a bit of a mess after Petuaria became depopulated unexpectedly. I've checked so many times to see if my sieges of places are in danger of depopulation, and so far two population locations haven't had that problem until last episode, so I was not expecting that at all, and it kind of threw everything off. And now we've been in this war much longer than expected, dealing with a war score that just won't increase no matter what we do. We're getting our forces onto the boats in the Mare Germanicum, and what I think we'll do actually, I think what I was planning last time was to actually go around to try and get to these guys, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to depopulate Maminian. Yes, them getting control of Cornoia is going to be irritating, but I can always, get it back or just ignore it. What I need to do is actually strike the Ekenian and Coritanian forces over here. Yes, they have an 8 martial general, and I only have a 7 martial general, but I've got over twice their numbers. I have over twice their morale, and in general, I just think this should be a fairly safe attack. I will be making a naval landing attack because I can't reach them through Karan. The way this is spelled really does not work with my Latin pronunciation. Jeez, Carv. How do you even say it with an English pronunciation? Carvran? Carvran? Karan. I'll just call it Karan. Okay, so in the future I may control this location, so I hope I can say it at that point. But anyways, that's the basic situation here. Also, I do have a headache, and I'm just in general kind of distracted by troubling personal life stuff at the moment. So I'm just trying to get my mind off things, play some Imperator Rome, hopefully not get too stressed out by this whole situation. We also do, because we reloaded the game, have these pop-ups again. Tribal reforms are available. We're not going to worry about that quite yet. And the colonizable territory over here is available. I'm going to go ahead and turn these off just for those specific alerts. If we get new decisions available or new colonizations available, the alert should pop back up, so we should be able to keep track of that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and resume. Now we're waiting for the 26th of January to make our move. Should be fine. I'm very annoyed that the AI has managed to... of course now they're moving right now. I think they might, now that they see my army out of the way, they may walk over to Karana, and unfortunately, because this is not fortified, I can't very easily land there to get a good defensive fight. So I think what I'll do, given that I can't realistically siege down Caro and Icaniad because it's a level 2 fort, I think we'll just leave it and we'll return over to this area, come back over. We're not going to be able to catch them at Maminian before they fully... Well, they do have to walk through the mountains. We may not be as far behind as it looks like, because this mountain travel should take quite a while. I guess they're already most of the way there. We'll still come on over. I think what we'll do is go straight for Closid e Egeluis, and then go back over to Maminian. Now, I should note that Karana does have a fair amount of population, so we shouldn't be in serious danger of them depopulating it by occupying it. I wish there was a river just like over here so I could get over quickly, but not to be. Maybe I could get military access through Cornoia. Let me see here. They are up to that. I suppose there's no reason not to do this. Then I could go down to here, get off here. It's not really much closer. It looks like it's faster, but I'm not sure it's actually that much faster to do it like that. I think we'll leave it as it is. Let's not second guess ourselves too much here. Let's just come down here and then come on over, get this back. Meanwhile, Talorc is 63. He's dealing with some mental health issues, to put it politely. I guess they're not going to go for... No, they are actually. Yeah, they're walking into Maminian. This is just a weird angle for that animation, so... Fair enough. This guy should be February. I think what we'll do is we'll run over, grab Colossi Igluis, and then if the enemy army is approaching Carana, we can run back over. It's fine. I should split my army, but I'm worried about getting caught out here. The thing is, in terms of keeping the war going, I've got plenty of room in my war exhaustion. I don't even have war exhaustion yet at all. We're still at 0. I mean, we're slowly beginning to get it, but we're not. The thing with war exhaustion is much more affected, it seems, by army losses than by length of the war. If I'm playing carefully like I am, keeping my army together, and just letting the enemy AI run around everywhere, it's not a huge rush, right? Like, I've got the resources to keep this war going. I've got plenty of manpower still. And a big manpower maximum. That is a bit bigger than I remember. Did perhaps another round of cultural assimilations happen? 27 Monapians. Look at that. Third largest population in my populations. That's pretty cool. That's good to see. So that's definitely contributing to that manpower max. Love that. All right, so let's go ahead and get moving. I think you're leading everybody. You're leading actually nobody. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. You're the one who's leading. No. I guess I just have to move them all manually. That's fine. We'll organize them once they land. And then this fleet I'm gonna have this one I'll have come over to scout. I should have actually switched them earlier. But I gotta go around. I think I will get military access just to move through this forest. There we go. Everybody follow that guy, please. Just kind of organizational. Right, so we're not going to stop them in time, but we might catch them there, and then we'll just get it back. Should be totally fine. This is a large army to move around. Spread of ideas. Nice. We should be getting pretty close now. Yeah, we're making progress. Hold the phone. What was that? 5% as a tribe? Holy moly. That's better research efficiency than I was expecting. 0.1 per month. It's actually rounding up to a number that's not 0. That's pretty cool. The high centralization is definitely helping for that. 40% research points. Sheesh. Good stuff. Alright, so this is very irritating. What I'll do actually is leave that 500 team, the team of 500 cracked chariots, to siege this down just because we're here for war score purposes while we go grab that. Now these guys can't advance into my land much further because of the forts, so that's good at least. This is just very annoying. Alright, that's fine. These guys will re-siege Carana, that's fine. We're just going to kill this stack, re-siege this, then sort of reset everything and make our way back over the river. We control the river, they can't do too much. Basically, we got to keep in mind here, these setbacks are slowing down our successful offensive, not giving them a successful offensive. They're just successfully defending, but we're still on the offensive. We still have all the momentum that we need. So it should be completely fine. In fact, you actually just keep going. You re-siege that, please. Chasing this stupid little stack around all over the place. Very irritating. But we're still making money, even in wartime. That's pretty good. God damn it. Alright, let's try and catch them out. I should probably split the stack just to catch these guys, but I'm too committed at this point to the single stack lifestyle. You know how it is. Alright, yeah, they got their capital back. It's fine. Shouldn't be a huge deal. Alright, we're gonna finally catch these guys over here in the hills. This fight should be completely free. We'll run this back, good stuff. You come over here just to kind of, actually, hold on. I think because I control both, oh, they're actually gonna get both sides though in a moment, so let's just keep you here. Keep an eye on these guys though. You actually just stay here. 9th of May. Should be a stack wipe up here. That is the stack wipe I was looking for. Still lost 100 guys from that. Little BS, but whatever. I guess this is technically faster, so we'll just meet up over here. cross over the hills. I guess this is hills, not mountains. Again, these terrain tiles look a little separate. They look a little different from what I would expect, but yeah. These guys are going to cross over here into Legentium. I could only be there in time to catch them. It's not to be. So yeah, you just stay here. We may be able to draw them over to close siege because they're trying to resiege that. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I actually don't have line of sight of them. Oh, actually, hold on, actually. I see my chance to get something cheeky here. Is this... Are we sure about this? Maybe because the other half their army... Or is this their entire army? No, this is just the Cortanian army. The Akenian army is still walking over, so let's not try to interrupt them. Where are they going? I think they're coming down here. Okay, that's fine. We can just chase them over. Here they are, okay. No? You want to attack me? That's totally fine. I can just keep them bottled up here while my 500 stack comes back over to Karana. Maybe draw them away? No, I guess not. Okay, that's fine. 29th of June. Come back over, and we should be able to re-get this. Okay. They're getting more numbers every month, which I don't like so much. I guess we follow them over? Should be a totally... This fight should be fine in the hills. I don't want them to resiege that. I should just take this fight. I'm worried about them getting more numbers if I leave them alone. Okay, they're gonna run into the mountains. I mean, I do have a 700 advantage here. I'm attacking into the hills, so what's that? -1. They've got a slightly higher martial general. Okay, sure. Would I be able to perhaps... Where's their general at? Here it is. No, because these are tribal chiefs. Okay. I think we should... I'm just thinking, what other terrain can I take the fight in? Maybe I can chase them into Miminian and fight in the farmland. That'd be a little more advantageous, but I'm worried about them getting any more turns of recovery here. Because let's think about this. They can recover up to 3,000, because there's 6 cohorts in total, and each cohort is 500, so that's 6 times 5, or rather 600 times 5, that's 3,000. And... I either take a slightly bad fight when they're missing 150 from their total, or I let them recover those numbers. But then again, I don't even know where they go. Like, maybe they go... I mean, they're going to Rigo Downen, but do they go then to Miminian, or where do they go from there? I think they do go to Miminian. Yeah, actually, let's hold. I guess they could just make that attack? Okay, yeah. They're getting a little confused about what they're doing here. We won the occupation, good. Let's scare them away. So they don't want to actually... So I can keep blocking them from... Oh, you know what I can do, actually? Let me cheekily return the 500 chariots over. 4,000 versus 2.8k in the hills should be fine. I can just keep scaring them and keep their AI jittery. Unless they fully decide to move here, which it looks like they might be doing, actually. Which is fine. 15th of August. How are they feeling about things now? So I should note they would accept white peace, but that's obviously not our goal here. So we could grab just Cornoia. It doesn't really help us. Our goal here is Cortania. They're sort of close to this, and this is ultimately the deal that I want to get. I can just resettle Petuaria when I've got the population nearby. So, all right, I think we just proceed here. We have to take a fight here. I can't get any unless I send this 500 over to just siege. But the thing is, while this fort is here, unless I keep a stack of 500 on each tile, it's just going to be lost to the fort. So I can't send this 500 over. And if I split up this 3.5k stack any further, it's pretty vulnerable to this combined army. So there's a pretty even war situation here, despite the size of our nations. Again, like, I'm militaristically not the overdog, as I may seem. So let's have you come up here. 29th of August, that's pretty quick. I think we just let them go towards Meminian. I'm definitely not going to fight them in the mount. Perhaps I can intervene. We'll get there before they get there. Okay. Hold here, we're just buying time. Okay, hold on. 4th of September. How long is it? Oh yeah, so we're gonna get there. Yeah. So let's let them do this move. You come too. And we're gonna catch them, or try to catch them in Meminian. We should be within a month of them arriving in Meminian, of us catching them there, so they shouldn't finish besieging. Newfound tribesmen. After certain disagreements internally in Courtania. Certain disagreements internally? Oh, I'm assuming what this is about. It's disagreements within Courtania, not my disagreements with Courtania, which is funny because I'm at war with Courtania. A group of tribesmen has left Caer Down and are looking for a new home in Rigo Downen. This is an interesting time to move to the mountains of Rigo Downen because like 6,000, no, actually 7,000 Celts are just roaming around armed in these mountains right now, so I wouldn't recommend moving here. Though they are somewhat different to our own people, they would surely integrate into our society quickly enough. On the other hand, accepting these exiles from Courtania, okay, I don't care what Courtania thinks about this. Yeah, suck it, Courtania. I'm taking your population before I even finish annexing you. Alright. I think we just push in. I don't think the chariots can join a couple days late. That's not going to be a deciding thing. So I will scare them away. They broke their siege. That's great. This fight here is completely fine. This is probably the best fight I'm going to get in this area. The game thinks it's not super, like, strong, but I disagree. The chariots will arrive a couple days later. Should be completely fine. And after this fight, which I should win, I should note. I guess we'll see how it goes. Yeah, they arrived in kind of a weird. Why did my okay, Jesus Christ. My armies arrived like multiple days staggered separately, and of course there's a stupid event popping up right in the middle of this decisive battle. Courtania's not happy. Yeah, okay, whatever. So what the hell happened here? Why did like 500 or something of my army arrived long before everybody else? Yeah, this screwed up the whole thing. God damn it. Screwed it all up. I was supposed to get war score from this fight. I had my guys following each other. How did this get screwed up? Holy crap. Okay. Absolute. Okay, well, fortunately, I guess they can technically creep along the coast, but I think they're going to focus on the forts. They're not going back to their occupied land, which is going to be much harder to deal with, so that should be fine. Also, Kenya does still have their ships, so we'll keep our fleets paid for. White peace imminent? No, don't even think about it, you jerks. So numbers-wise, I still have the advantage because, of course, a larger army should generally defeat a smaller army, even if they have one more marshal on their guy. So I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is just some BS. Alright, we're going to reorganize for a month or two just to get this together. I had you all following each other, and I'm fairly sure I didn't miss anybody, so I don't know how to explain that. Now they're coming back. I could always just take just this, because I do already have territory here, and just leave Courtania for later. But the whole point of this war is to wrap up the Indo-Britannia. Holy crap! Look at this modifier. 15 pops assimilate. Was this... This modifier is different than what it was before. Wasn't this previously going to give me 5 nobles? That's what I thought, unless that's a different one, that I'm getting them mixed up. I think this has actually been changed. Like this, like me reloading the game changed what the mission does, which is a huge, very strange if that's true. 15 pops in Karana. I could get so, yeah, so now actually, I'm actually annoyed that I looked at the mission tree, because now this different new modifier that I get is much stronger than what it was before. I could get up to 15 Well, I guess it's when I complete, so I couldn't move people over. So I would actually get 7 Monapians from this. That's pretty huge. Holy crap. Okay, so I definitely do need to get Cortania in this deal. Although I should... Let me check really quick. Cortania owned... Yeah, that's just this deal. Although, that's wrong. I need to get Petuaria. You know... Oh my god, I just realized I need Petuaria to do the mission. Oh my god. I hate this game sometimes. This is... Not only did this Petuaria depopulation screw up the war, it screwed up the mission tree too, because I can't own this entire province until it includes Petuaria. So it doesn't even matter that I'm doing this war, because I can't complete the mission. Oh, God damn it. Alright, this entire war has had no purpose, actually, because I don't need... Like, yeah, I can just... Okay. Take a deep breath. Drink some beverage. Here's what we're going to do. We're cutting our goddamn losses because I don't trust this game to give me more than a negative 800 dice roll for these goddamn battles. The game says, oh, they've got 1 more marshal, and oh, you're crossing the river, I guess, and oh, the river's invisible, also, you're 3,500 stack, 4,000 stack with the late chariots, oh, there's no way they can defeat the 2.5k in the farmland, oh. That's my Imperator Rome voice. So, I'm just... When I start breaking out the funny voices to make fun of the game, then you know it's time to call it quits. So we're going to go ahead and cut our losses here. They will surely... Oh, you've got to be... Oh man, now I'm mad. Now I'm mad at the game. Alright, so the new plan is we get Closid e Egluis, and then we just are... and then we just call it there. So now we've got to actually claw that into existence. I fully occupy your entire nation, and you're like, white peace? Nah, I've got control of 1 of your, like, 20 provinces. Things are clearly even. So, we continue. I mean, fortunately, again, with my forts that currently exist, they can't get much further north than where they are. And they're kind of doing some weird thing up there. But... we gotta just reorganize for a month or 2. Very fun. I'm having a lot of fun right now, game. I love it when you do this to me. I am your biggest cheerleader. Do you have any idea how many people out there doubt you and give you shit for your many flaws? And here I am on a channel for several years now, consistently promoting you, showing everyone that you have many strengths still despite your downsides. And here you are, just stabbing me in the back, Julius Caesar style. So, I think in February we get marching. Actually, no, I think right now we get marching. Because they are getting close to besieging this stuff, and I don't know. Okay, so let's... So, I guess we weren't... Oh no, it broke because of the thing. So let's reattach everybody to each other. But you just have the largest army lead the way, because the best general follows it, or leads anyways, so should be fine to do it like this. I can't wait to have just organized armies under generals that I choose, because this is getting out of control. I think, yeah, like at this point, I'm prepared to just take Closid e Egluis, abandon the matter of Britannia, leave it as is. Like, I'll deal with Britannia later. I'm coming back for you to get my revenge for all your many wrongdoings against me. And then I'll actually initiate the tribal reform and get that going. Because, yeah, this is also my... oh my god. What? Take a look at this situation. Look at all these wins. I've got so many wins, and, like, I've got 1 loss. And the game's like low war enthusiasm. The people of Monapia are furious with your clearly like disastrous wars. Just outrageous. Completely outrageous. Actually, hold on. I can do a lore, right? Let's actually take the boats. That's gonna be much faster. So just post up here. We'll take the boats down. We're not gonna catch them in time to stop them, of course, but we will make a much better time. No? There we go. 4th of February. No? Well, Well, this is an interesting development. They are going off in a weird direction. That is fine. Let's actually come down here, because our goal now is to retake Miminian and then attack their army to get war score. So even white peace, they're very unlikely now to do. Making gains, last major... Yeah, we need a major battle now to get things back under control. We have our manpower, like, we have our army at full power again. So, again, take a look at these goddamn armies and tell me, oh, which one would clearly win a fight in the farmland? Famous defensive terrain, the farmland with a capital F. I'm trying not to say anything with a capital F in this video. I'm sorry, folks. I mentioned earlier, I'm like already in a bad mood from like personal life stuff, and this game is just, it's just, you know, pressing my buttons right now. All right, so come on down here. I may need to just mercenaries, maybe. I mean, that would win the war because then I could take their goddamn fortress. But trying our best here to not go. What are you even doing? All right, let's go back. Let's go get Miminian. Just get this friggin' over with. Where's my leader staff? There we go. Let's come through here, go grab a minion, and then we'll have the thing in the right like location. Actually, hold on, where are you? Come up here to block them so that they move somewhere else, and then go to Miminian from there. You come up here. Let's just dance around this whole area. Okay, they're gonna go up to Dolor. Finally. Finally something that is sensible. Let's go grab a minion, and then we'll go attack them at Dolor. I just hope they stay there, because I can land at Dolor, get a defense in the marsh. Famously, you know, not as famously defensive as the farmlands, you know, but we'll have to make do with the marsh defense. The farmlands of a minion. What are they farming in there? Like barricade plants? It must be, right? I don't know how else. Also, if I depopulate this location from this, I'll be pleased with the world because I'm a positive person. That's what I'll be. Alright, get this friggin' thing back, and then we go finish this war. Yeah, the war exhaustion is starting to appear, so which means it's time to get this over and done with. I think we do a landing attack from the water, because I think they're the least likely to run if I do it like that. And I'm fairly sure that shouldn't cause problems. Actually, let's do it like this, because this will... No, then they'll just go back to Miminian. Yeah, let's come back down here. Do it by water. Play it safe. They gotta... Come on. If they assault Dolor, I'm gonna cry, honestly. This is just outrageous. Still would accept white peace. I need a major battle, like, that's what I need now. I do have mercs around that I can call upon, but I wasn't looking for this war to, like, spiral out of control and become this giant thing that takes up all of my life essence. I thought this was gonna be a really straightforward war, but I guess, what I should have been more prepared for in retrospect is attacking two AIs when I had no AI ally. This is one of my first wars I've had without an AI partner. And while, yeah, the AI allies are kind of goofy, they do actually do a lot, like, strategically to distract the enemy AIs. And I've talked so much about this, and yet for this war, I just went in and I said, oh, like, I can just do it by myself. Not so much. Defenders, Deserter, like, they're just gonna get all the good events, alright? We're sailing the hell up here to come put a stop to this nonsense. This is just out of control. You gotta admit it is kind of funny. I'm always trying to see the funny side of it. Alright. We've arrived to, you know, show them what happens when they, you know... let's just say that they're about to find out after what they've done. Alright, 14th of June. Surely, a defense in the marsh will go fine for me with my 1,100 more than they have. Well, full morale as well. Everyone's here at the same time. Look at that. Okay, that's much better game. That's the correct way. Oh, fuck, 6! They rolled a 6. 6 for the whole fight? What? Oh, I got a 6 at the end. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I got the 6 too at the end, but 6 for the whole fight up until the end. That's some serious BS. Alright, so that should be the major fight for me. Now they're almost at accepting white peace. Yay. So I think they should run back to their big fort. I think we just follow them back, honestly. With our guy who can actually do the following. I'm going to assume they're just going to walk back that direction. I'm not going to go there ahead of them. Actually, no, I could go there ahead of them. I'm going to go there ahead of them. The cycle of life of an idea right there. Alright, let's get on the boats. I think they're going to their fortress. I don't know where else they'd go. I guess they could go to their occupied capital, but I don't know why they'd make that move. Alright, when do I even get to the boats? I can't see it. Alright, in like a day or two. Oh, they're not going... No, hold on, no, they are. They're going around. Alright. Let's just go to their capital. Just getting it under siege should give us some more score, I think. Yeah, because they're coming here, and then they're going to go here. Yeah, they're going south. Oh my god, alright. Yeah, we're not... I think we need 4,000 to even invest in a siege. I think. I guess we'll find out in a moment exactly what we need. Let's just land here. Oh, actually, let's get control of their port by sieging this, and then we kill their fleets with my 2 navies. That'll give us a lot of war score, actually. I should have done this a little earlier. I didn't have forces around here able to do that at the time where I was, like, my navies were both here, so this is a good time to pull this off. In fact, let me I'll just leave everyone here at the same time. We've got plenty of time before these guys arrive, so it should be completely fine. This war is almost over. My war exhaustion, or my war enthusiasm has bounced back up to high. Good. That's the direction it's supposed to be going in. I'm also missing out on a lot of, like, stuff I should be doing economically, but screw it. This war is causing me a lot of heartburn, so we're just gonna proceed. 51. There we go. Let's get this naval victory, which will clearly go off with no trouble at all. There we go. Captured a Liburnian and both of their admirals. Very fun. Send that Liburnian straight to Poseidon. That's definitely who we worship here in this part of the world. Misadventurer, you definitely know your history there. Right. Now these admirals, I think I will probably just release. Because they're... I mean, the thing with, like, fighting tribes, like, they can't reinstate the admirals in any meaningful position because they have no fleets, so it's not like they can make them generals. Let's just go get their city under siege and then wait for the monthly tick to see how they feel about it. Yeah, so we do need 4... Actually, hold on. I'll wait for these guys to arrive, too. Yeah, so we do need 4,000. 2,000 per level. This is... Again, this is an Invictus thing. I think in the base game it's 1,000 per level. I may even be less than that. I don't remember exactly. But, yeah, 2,000 per level is outrageous. This is very punishing for tribes. I don't know how tribes are supposed to siege anything in, like, the Italian peninsula. If you want to play as, like, you know, the Gauls attacking Rome in this game, I don't know how you do that unless you do it super early. So, monthly tick. Okay. Yeah, low war enthusiasm. Alright, so they would now accept white peace. Good. They would accept this peace deal. Good. Oh, they would accept this peace deal, too. Great. Okay, so just like that, with the 1 victory and then destroying their fleet, suddenly everything's changed all the way around. So I'm going to just take this peace deal. I'm not going to go for a Kenya. I'm not crazy, although I am very tempted to. I'm basically out of manpower. I guess I could technically wait to get enough manpower, but then I have only exactly 4,000 with all of my manpower, and that's doing a siege when all of your existing levies need to be at full strength to even do the siege is so difficult. And it just wouldn't be worth it. So I could technically just full stack their army, or full stack wipe their army, and then just post up here and then siege this over the course of like 5 years. But it's not worth it just for a Kenya right now. I can come back to a Kenya, and honestly, I'd be overstretching if I took a Kenya right now. We're already going to be dealing with this weird shape because of Petuaria. So we take Courtania, we full annex them. I think we sell their nobles. We're just about out of tyranny. So the delay in this war did actually mean I'm almost back to 0 tyranny. So that's the silver lining of all this. We let our war exhaustion get fixed up. Our AE will be bad for a while. Our AE was already a little high, so this is not helping. We do have a lot of stability, though, so that's pretty good. Gonna get some military experience as well. So let's go for this. 5 AE is actually not that bad. Yeah, this is very hard. Hard-won war, though, to be sure. One of my harder wars, I think, weirdly enough. So let's go for it. All right. The insular Celtic local power of Akenia, of course, I need to remember that they are the leader of this war, accepts our generous peace offer. Courtani, Cornovia to Monapia, and Courtania to Monapia. Right, so I'm going to imprison the leaders. Again, you know, I think once I'm a monarchy, I may revisit how frequently I do this, but while I'm a tribe, tyranny is really not a big deal. And I could certainly do with the money. I may be building some more cities soon. All right. Get imprisoned. One day go by to lower my forces. All right. Cool. I wish he could be a general. In his lifetime, probably within... In fact, actually, speaking of which... Yeah, we're going to just abandon this whole thing. Abort the mission, lose 5 stability. Although, actually, now that I think about it, I need to be at 40 stability to even... Actually, here's what I'll do. Investigate tribal reform. Let me just do this now, and then I'll do this, because I only need 40 stability to click the decision. I don't need 40 stability, I don't think, to actually start the mission. So it is time for people to consider new methods of rule. Foreign ideals fled our country. Can we truly remain a nomadic people? Enact. All right. And now we abort the mission. That's fine. We get so many good stability events, I'm not that worried about that. Also, let's go ahead and turn off our army maintenance and fleet maintenance and fort maintenance and send our fleets back to their home ports. The Dictium fleet, I will... Actually, I think I might have this fleet live in Hesulam. I know I keep changing around where this fleet lives. I'm not going to build a city in Dictium right away, and Hesulam is a really strategically important port because it's at the mouth of the river Abus, which becomes the river Trent and the river Isura. So this is an important river system in this area of my borderlands. So I think I will... This second fleet keeps having its home changed, but I think Hesulam is a good location for it for now. Plus there's a port there already. I'll keep the port in Dictium, obviously, because we're going to have a city there in the future. Also, speaking of my territory, the capital's moved over to Karana. That's incorrect. Let's move it back over. Relocate capital. 30... This will bring it into disloyalty, so we need to be prepared for that. Let me switch it over. Hold on. How severe is it? Local autonomy might be enough. It's close. We'll get to 28. Let me do everything in the province first, and then I'll switch it over, because I need it to be in a fortified location. All right, so what do we have around here? We've got... There's one over there, nothing here. We did end up... oh, no, we actually... The fact that the stuff got reoccupied and whatnot over and over, the slave estate that was building here did finish, which is great, because I can now sell it. So that's... Although, I guess hemp is important. I do have other copies of hemp floating around, so not a huge deal if I don't have hemp in that one spot. We keep the port there, obviously. All right, yeah, this all looks fine. And we can have the extra sheep. Okay, so with that being done, let's move the capital over. Disloyal province, that's fine. It's just about to start going up, and it will just be a matter of waiting around. I could have switched it over to harsh treatment, and that would definitely fix it, but that would cause a lot of damage to this area. And this will eventually be a fairly decent, like, area for me to work with, so I don't really want to do too much damage to it. I think I've been a little too gung-ho about harsh treatment in the past. I think it's quite a bit more damaging than it's worth, and local autonomy should be enough for same culture group cultures, so it should be fine. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the nobles. Let me go ahead and make some sales. Oh yeah, what I was actually doing was talking about the monarchy the new mission. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Let's do some tyranny stuff first. Oh yeah, hello. Big bucks for you. You can go free. How about you? Yep. I'll sell you. On the verge there. Definitely want to sell you. Oh yeah, some profitable characters here. I think we may have made enough money from that to make up for the money we spent in that war. Who knows? Alright, so with that being done, let's take a look now at our missions. Tribal reform. The time has come for our great country to transition into a more civilized, sedentary state. Opinions differ greatly on how this can best be achieved, even among our most ardent supporters. Some argue that we should adopt a representative mode of governance, while others feel that a hereditary monarchy would be preferable. Others appear to be having a stroke as they make this statement. Right. Meeting of the Council. The proud heritage of our people has endured for generations, and yet the ever-changing fabric of our existence has brought greater knowledge of the world and people that surround us. In an extraordinary council meeting, the heads of two of our greatest families, the Iachii and the Urkii, have both suggested that it is time for us to abandon our way of rule in favor of a new set of statutes. The Urkii favor the institution known as monarchy, so it looks like we may have an Urkii monarchy. Let's remember that the Urkii are one of our older families. Right, the Marganii, I think, are the newer family. The Urkii and the Iachii are the two families from the start of the game, and then we're playing as the Bulgii. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Taskiawanis, the High Priest, is an Urkii. Cowerinus, this was the chief who killed the other chief in that duel 30 years ago. Or 20 years ago, I don't remember exactly. He's an Urkii, so that's pretty cool. He may actually become the king, as I sort of anticipated a few episodes ago. Anyways, the Iachii advocate for an equal system of rule, inspired by tales of the Carthaginian Empire and the Athenians, of whom we have heard much. It seems we have much to ponder. Right, so we're going to favor the monarchists. The Urkii are going to be pretty pleased with this. Winds of change. Threshold for civil war is reduced. Fortunately, we don't have too much disloyal characters at the moment, so that's pretty good. We're going to go for this. Okay. Dynastic legal reform. What do we need to do here? So that's 100 PI, so I, without realizing it, had been building up a lot of PI in the background. I'm going to lose some loyalty from the pro-Republican Iachii family, so that's a little alarming. We need 40 civ level in Monapia. Ouch. Okay. I wasn't expecting that to be a requirement, but I guess I should have remembered this from the Monapia campaign. And actually, in all fairness, it was also a thing in the Carpatania campaign, so I don't know why I didn't remember this would be something we'd have to deal with. So this is going to slow down our transition quite a bit, because we're waiting for this to even do the, what's it called? Actually, you know what? We can definitely do Codify State Lands, since we'll get 40 civ level in Monapia anyways, so we may as well just grab this once we have enough if we want to use up those resources to get 10 more civ level immediately. So we're at 28 right now. We're going to definitely have to do some meta stuff with Monapia to boost up its civ level, because that's a lot to wait around for, and we need both of them to advance onto Bureaucratic Purge. Anyways, 100 PI, the Iachii get angry. We'll deal with the fallout of this. Yeah, there we go. So, Winutius is not thrilled. He's the chief of the Iachii. His loyalty is pretty important, obviously, so I think we're going to go ahead. 48 months, we're probably going to be dealing with this situation for more than 48 months, but I think I'll just bribe him for now. No need to do anything. Did that, like, cause a civil war countdown? That seems backwards. B.I. Brighton, also known as Buit Iachus the Brighton. Oh, I forgot that he's actually also an Iachii. I can't bribe him, because Talor just spent all of his money. How much money does Talor have at the moment? Ooh, not much. Let's give him free hands. Actually, I don't really want to give him free hands. A disloyal governor is a pretty big problem. It's going to cause many issues. Should have thought about the fact that one of my governors, in fact my only other governor except for my chief, is an Yakiai. I think I may have to give him free hands and then replace him. That's a little painful because he's a really great character, but he's basically in the family that's like set in stone to not like being a monarchy, so that's obviously not going to work too well for me, so let's give him free hands and then just replace him once he's loyal, which he is now. Replace him. Ooh, hello. So Bulgai. I don't know how the Bulgai are the neutral family that I'm playing as, so who knows how they're going to feel. But this guy is pretty good. Donis Bulgai. Monthly civ change as governor. Ooh. And 9 finesse, 11 martial. I think this guy was previously my admiral, actually. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this is the guy with 3 negative loyalty traits. So do I risk bringing him back into government? I think for the purposes of just being a strong governor, I think it's probably fine. His loyalty seems very secure. He's a friend of the ruler still. I mean, so when Talorc dies, this brings Donis down to 43, which is still more than enough. I'm trying to think how much power base he'll get for being the governor of this area. I just don't think I should play around with 3 negative loyalty traits, even for 9 finesse. I just don't think it's worth it. Can I spawn a good finesse character from my culture? Is that an option that I have? I don't know how this will work. New character appears. This may be random. I don't know if I get to pick what kind of exceptional capabilities this character has. I don't think I want to play around with it if I don't know what it does. Not right now when my resources are limited. I think we see how Donis does in the position. Because if his loyalty is fine... What are we at? 39. Okay. Governor size. Yeah, okay. You know what, actually... Well... No, any negative loyalty event will bring him down into disloyalty. And I guess I could always give him free hands to fix it. But it's... I think... No, I can't justify having a governor that's within like 10 points of disloyalty. Let's just grab... oh, you're in a Yakas too, actually. Okay, you're a Marganis. So you're another one of the families whose position on the monarchy we don't know much about. Reduced tax rate of governor, though. 6 finesse. Well, they also switched around all the policies. That's not what I want to see. All right. Let's just keep... I don't want to be... Let's just keep him. Let's just keep him. No, I can't justify it. All right, I can't play around with governor switching and spending all that PI on policies over and over. Let's just bring in Diwiakas Marganis. No bad loyalty traits. He doesn't have a great trait for being a governor, but that shouldn't matter too much. He has a little bit of corruption, but it's not increasing or anything like that, and it's not a huge amount. There we go. Okay, so he's actually set everybody to harsh treatment, which is a little bit more what I need, but not the best outcome here. So let's spend some PI to fix all this. This place should be fine to go to cultural assimilation. Yeah, we're fine up here. Down here, let's switch it there. Down here, let's set it to local autonomy. It should basically be fine. And then this should be fine to go to local autonomy also. Okay, yeah, things are stable-ish around here. Yeah, having less finesse is causing that local autonomy to not be as good as it was before, but it's still pretty good, and we can just keep an eye on it. So that's basically that. So now we need to get Manawi up to 40 civ level, and then we'll do the Codify State lands while we're there, honestly. So what's our current max? 30%. Okay, let's see here. Our best way of going about this is probably courts of law and academies. Or no, hold on. Yeah, 3% civ level. What does this give us? 3%. 3% for forums. 3% for mills, actually. Okay, and this stuff up here is 2%. So we need some more building slots. That's a sure thing. We need at least 4 more building slots. Or we replace the market with something else. If we remove the market, we'd be down, because the market at the moment isn't actually doing anything aside from the pop assimilation, because the trade routes and trade power, whatever, isn't really actually having an effect right now. I think we should probably replace the market with something that gives 3% local civ level. This would bring us up to 31, and then we need 1 more building slot for the 3, because then we have 3, 6, 9, and that'd be 40. We have to actually then get to 40, because we're not even at 28. We're not even at 30, we're at 28 right now. So I think that's the plan. Destroy the market. It's very expensive to build these buildings, but it has to be done. We basically need, yeah, we're at 28. I guess, oh, you know what, actually, it's fine. I should have built one of the other buildings first and then destroyed the market, because I actually lost a bit of civ level there from cutting it down to exactly 28, but it's fine. It's fine. What I basically need is, let's see. The most optimal thing is academies, because they also give civ change. What's my civ change currently? 0.08. So it would actually have a pretty big effect. This is based on civ, on centralization level. I have to do some other stuff to increase things. Actually, hold on. Code of Rights makes a huge difference as well. 5% civ level across the board. So I will get to Code of Rights, the Code of Rights laws pretty soon. I probably would want to go for the rights of birth over the rights of man. I think citizens in cities are better than freemen, in all honesty. So I think I go for rights of birth sort of soon once I get to 100. Actually, no, I can do it right now. I just need 26.25. So this was 80, not... Yeah, okay. Okay. So I think what I do then is... Yeah, okay, so what I do is when I have enough PI, I build, let's see. When I have enough PI, I build the, sorry, I'm losing track of things here. When I have enough PI, I switch over to rights of birth, and then that gives me to 5. I'm at 28, so that gets me to 33. Then I just need 2 more. No, then it would be if I have 3 slots. So I guess I could have kept the market actually, because I would need 6. Let's see, hold on. I'm at 28. Plus 5 is 33. Plus 3 is 38, and I just need plus 2. No, hold on. Sorry, folks, my brain is struggling right now. I'm at 28 right now, plus 5 from the law change gets me to 33% in Monapia. And then plus 3 from Academy gets me to 36. Plus 3 gets me to 39. Actually, it could be 36 and then 2 of the things up here, because these buildings up here are more useful, so... Although I should actually build 3 academies for the civ change. So I think what I do, even though this gets me more civ level than I need, that's fine, because the higher civ level, I think, increases the civ change anyways. So basically, all of this yapping, what it leads to is, I need to build 3 academies, and basically just have, because you can have 3 academies in one city at a time. So I just build my 3 academies, get it going. 3 academies is 9, and so that gets me to 39%, and then I also have the law change, which does put me above, it puts me to 42%. That's the game plan. Sorry for the very long explanation of that. I'm very tired, but that's the game plan here. So we start saving up money, and I think we do just start building them now. We build them one at a time, though, because they're expensive. And yeah, that's basically the plan. So I'll go ahead and in between episodes sort of take a lay of the land and figure out my path forward. I think we're going to pause on Southern expansion for now until we finish reforming. I just want to focus a bit on internal affairs stuff. I'll look at the stuff between episodes. and hopefully kind of get my headspace in the right place. I've been very distracted recently by just stuff in my personal life. I have a family member who's near the end of their life in the hospital, so I'm just kind of, my mind is elsewhere right now. So it's a lot to deal with, but just trying to stay focused on staying positive and doing stuff like playing Imperator Rome, which is my old, happy place that I go to. So anyways, not trying to bring down the mood of everyone, but just wanting to be honest about what's on my mind right now. It's not a fun situation for sure, but anyways, that's basically it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll take a look between episodes at the different options we have economically. I'm also going to sort of map out my cities and whatnot and do all that. I'll report a next episode on kind of where things are looking in that regard. We're going to probably have a couple episodes of peacetime, at least that's what I'm hoping will happen. I guess with this campaign, you never know. Every episode seems to have war in it, but hoping to have a bit of a peaceful era. We do have a lot of manpower to rebuild, so there's no huge rush to go to war again right away, now that we have a pretty large and growing still population of Monapians. So that's basically it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.